As we here all know, the creators are the juice of the metaverse. And whether that means it's creating events with live people, live and avatars, holograms, projected, or mixing reality. These folks here on this panel, we've got a couple more around here, sitting here, have been at the forefront of VR comedy in a variety of ways. They're going to talk to you about it. Please come up on the stage. Get going. Hey, for last. Yes. I thought. Yes. What's up?
All right. I'm glad we were ready.
Let's have a little.
Round of applause for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Good morning. This Thursday morning, last day, we made it. My name is Kyle Render. I started the Failed Raider Comedy Club back in 2020 in Altspace. I've been in the VR industry for about 10 years, and I've been a comic now for about 6. 4 of those are digital. 2 of them are real. So we'll get back into it. That's me. Over here is my buddy Cause. Cause, introduce yourself.
How's it going, everybody? Hello. My name is Austin Caine, otherwise known as Cause. I am a builder, world builder, 3D modeler, environment creator, and all-around lover of XR and VR. I met this guy back in Altspace, and I come from a comedy background, growing up around sketch comedians and stand-up comedians, so I loved what he was doing, because there is stand-up comedy in VR, but a lot of it is pre-recorded. Yeah, it's still funny, but you're missing the live element of the show. This guy is bringing the live element, and I stuck with him. I built their club, and we've been going ever since.
And this is Casey Mon, my business partner, life partner.
Hello. I'm also a partner of Meta Horizon and a world builder developer myself. Early into my VR journey, the day I was going to leave VR because I had an intense experience, someone said, wait. They dropped a portal to the Failed Raider Comedy Club in Altspace, and 3.5 years ago, that was all she wrote. And here I stand with you all today.
So we've got a quick recap about our achievements over the past 4 years, and we're going to play that for you real quick.
Amazing comedy event, and you guys are in it for a real treat. Food surrender and wrestle.
During the pandemic, quarantine kind of shut down our industry. I've been in VR for over 10 years, and I just saw an opportunity. I went into Altspace, found a guy. He said, I got a house party. You want to do comedy at the house party? And I said, absolutely not. And I thought it was a stupid idea. Later, I was like, you know what? That's actually, I need to do this. And then I started bringing everybody in. We started our own little club, and we've been doing it ever since. Pretty crazy.
There was a mastermind behind all of this.
Hey, his name's Kyle Render. Kyle, come on out. And,
Abel, why don't you come to my world?
If people don't have virtual reality about VR porn,
I have 3 large blinking motion sensors mounted in every corner of the room.
I can perform comedy in my underwear in my living room, and nobody even knows.
I was on the road during the pandemic and literally doing this at the same time.
the first time I interviewed this guy, he was sitting literally in the parking lot of a Circle K in his car next to a Wi-Fi somewhere on a Quest behind a steering wheel. That's dedicated.
Yeah.
I have a gas station, in the restroom, in a mall. You know, I could throw it out of the mall when people were not in it because they thought it was great. It's Kyle down here, everybody.
Put your hands down, please. Put your hands down. I don't want to touch anybody. I saw that interview. I said, we met.
Yeah, we met when my wife was pregnant in July of last year at the West Side Comedy Theater.
She was pregnant?
Yeah, she was pregnant. Yeah.
I thought she was just that.
Yeah, she don't have to. She is not. She's fat too. It's okay. She makes this money as a plus size model. Shut up. It's okay.
Hi, I'm Tommy Sigvonica. And I'm Jockey Sigvonica. And we're hosting a night of comedy like nothing you've ever seen before. Virtual reality comedy.
There's a Joe Monster right here in the front. We've had lots of funny people in VR chat that we've never met in real life. We also find a lot of weirdos. Hey man, I love you. I love you too. Bell Render Comedy, longest professional running metaverse comedy club ever. And we meet people from VR.
So this is Victor.
Hey, Victor. Oh, he ended the phone.
For this reason, so Victor didn't want to. It's just like freak out.
Is the most important interview.
Touch my microphone.
And this is the most important interview of our entire career. And we are so glad to be in between realities.
Thank you so much for having us at the 2023 Rain Dance Film Festival. We graciously accepted our brand new trophy, the best immersive experience of 2023. Clap some controllers and give it up to that, ladies and gentlemen. We get your name, please. We get the finish.
Well, that's that. So we've been doing this for 4 years. We started in Alt Space. Now we're in Meta Horizon and VR Chat. Some of the highest grossing, VR. So, can you put the slide back up? If there was a slide, I'm not too sure if there was a slide.
It was the end of the video. The sketch.
Oh, gotcha. Well, we got a heckler, ladies and gentlemen. 10 a.m. in the morning. It didn't take long. So after 4 years, we put together this huge show. It was with comedians from across the world. We had a guy from Italy. We had a guy from Canada, Mexico, America, all over the globe. And we did this worldwide comedy show to prove that we can bring laughter all across the world simultaneously from all these different regions. And a lot of you guys know that in VR, you have to be funny. You have to be globally funny. It's not localized because it's a stage to the whole world, right? So there's not a lot of this. There's not any of this, right? It's just you're either an avatar in Horizon or you're an anime chick in VR Chat or a raccoon. I guess I picked a raccoon. Yeah.
It's all about delivery, really. You have to have the delivery.
You got to have the delivery. Look at that. We got another heckler, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, this mic.
So we won the Rain Dance Film Festival. It was awesome. Thank you for everyone that showed up. I know a lot of you guys did. Yeah. Thank you for that.
We treat them with sugar. Have nothing without an audience.
Yeah. And as you guys saw up in that video, we brought Howie Mandel into VR. That was my #1 customer service moment of my life. He is the biggest germaphobe in Hollywood, and I worked in customer service for 20 years. So whenever I was like, "Okay, Howie, I'm gonna put this on your head," and he looked at me and said, "Okay, Kyle." So I put it on his head, and the first thing he wants to do is unmute and be a part of the show. But I muted him because I didn't want him and his manager to be talking over the show. And he starts yelling at me, and he says, "Kyle, how do I unmute? How do I unmute, Kyle?" And I say, "It's the red button, Howie, it's the red button." He says, "I'm colorblind." I don't think Hollywood knows that. You find some weird things behind closed doors. And then right after that, we started working with the Proto Hologram, and we worked with Kenan Thompson on a American tour. He was looking for stand-up comedians, and we took footage of him as a hologram and beamed him across multiple comedy clubs like the Laugh Factory in Chicago, the Atlanta Comedy Theater, and that was fun too. So I'm really looking forward to the next level of what we're doing. There are some things I can share at the end with the Q&A if you like, but we'll go ahead and go over here to my developer, Mr. Austin Caine himself.
Can't see the time for I'm not 12.
All right, good.
So I built the club itself, the actual environment, and I like to think that played a part in the whole immersive experience that Rain Dance had. Honestly, he'll talk to you about the comedy, and what I really want to share, because we don't have that much time, and I had a lot of things I wanted to talk about. I'm going to boil it all down to my 2 favorite words that I think about when I design an experience: replay value. Everybody has their favorite TV shows, movies, books, games. You'll play them, you'll digest them, and you'll stick them on the shelf. What are the ones that you go back to? Why do you go back? It's the small details, the interwoven narrative, whatever it is, but there's something there, and that is the replay value aspect. So when I make an experience, excuse me.
That's one hell of an experience.
When I make an experience, I like to think about, what is the show, But what happens if somebody just comes back and wants to hang out and walk around when the show's not happening, make it interesting, you know? We put a lot of detail into the neon. If you get near the neon on the wall, it buzzes. There's water rushing through the pipes. There's just small little details. There's pictures of the comedians that have performed at the club. They're real life pictures on the wall. So it feels like a real comedy club walking in. You know, we have this environment. We actually, Kyle came up with a kind of an idea of wrangling everyone in the lobby, and we have everyone spawn in, and it's all sort of there together, and then when the show starts, everyone's allowed to go down the stairs together to the basement club and take their seats and everything. It is a truly like realistic experience. It's really nice to be in that small little lobby with, 30, 40 other people just babbling, talking, walking around. It feels real.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good. Give it up to Austin Caine. Give it up. Speaking of people I don't know where I'd be with, this lady right here introduced me to Meta Horizon. That's the only reason we're there, so I'll let her take it from there.
So I needed to broaden our horizon. I'm the meta dork. Meta picked me up around the same time he did, and they both took care of me. They both. We've got a good future together.
Which one's the mommy and which one's the daddy?
You don't want to know. But I pushed him to expand our horizons. I said we need to be platform agnostic. If Meta doesn't force me to stay in one place, we shouldn't either. And we did. The problem is unlike all the other platforms at the time, we had primitive shapes building in our headsets. No importing, no photos, nothing. So the challenge to overcome and build something that could even get close to the immersive experiences causing Christi create, or at least feel like we had a home away from home. So we did. And we rebuilt the first fail-to-render comedy club over in Horizon on Mars. And we, for whatever reason, and we love it, people love it. So over time, as the tools have progressed, we've upgraded the club, and it's grown further and further, and hopefully soon we'll have a custom model and imported version ourselves.
I built the VR chat club. Casey Mon built the Horizon Club. So I don't want to credit away from her. She did an amazing job. She did an amazing job. I'm serious. For building with simple shapes and primitives, it looks great.
So I think it's time for a Q&A. Is that right? Is it 5 minutes left?
Yeah, we can do some Q&A. And as I walk to you, Howard, so who's been in VR chat? Just anywhere in VR chat. I'm just curious. Cool. And Horizon Worlds? Okay. Spatial? All right, good. Engage? All right, great. So I'm basically just repeating here how important it is that we have so many platforms for creators like this to learn, to do things, to experiment, to try things that you could try one place and not another. So I want to thank you all for doing this and everyone who is bridging these communities together.
Thank y'all for what you do on this platform, because you open up doors for artists like myself, people who don't know that they can do this. And when you look into the mirror, see somebody else doing it, you either replicate, go crazy because you're seeing yourself doing it, but to see somebody else do it, thank you for that. And hey, me goes good news.
I think it's important, something that anyone can do that. There are YouTube tutorials, there's tutorials out there are ways to learn these things. Most of the tools are free up until $1 million. Come on, at that point it's all right. But listen, get out there and do it. If you love this and you want to do it, just do it. Just do something. Don't wait, don't think, just do it.
Don't do it.
Nike pays me every time.
All right, Howard's next.
Howder, aka Benjamin. They know me with my in-game name, but my question is, I think it's so interesting that you guys are platform agnostic. I definitely very much specialize in my work. But the question is, of course, alt space first. VR chat,
Right.
Rip, yeah, rest in pieces. What do you guys see as the biggest differences on each of those platforms, as far as the sort of audience you're engaging, and just sort of
the what it takes to produce on each of those platforms?
So through Horizon, you can only have 32 people at an instance, but everyone looks more normal. So it's easier to convey jokes to people that look normal. VR chat, you can be anything that you want. So that's a lot stranger. You have to start knowing who the people are, what avatars they're in, hear their voice, make sure they're not kids.
It does make the crowd work a lot better.
Yeah, but in VR chat, there's instances of 80 people, and then you can instance those out like Allspace used to do, which is a great feature. And filming in VR chat is fantastic with multiple camera angles. Horizon, we kind of have to fiddle with things that shouldn't work the way they do, but it's getting there. But VR chat's been around for a decade, so of course they're going to have better tools for that. And VR chat is worldwide, and Horizons is only a few countries right now. So once they start opening up tools to record, taking off name tags, going global, that's when we're going to see a bigger shift in Horizon, I believe. But right now, VR chat is kind of our bread and butter.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Just want to know, thank you very much. I'm Conky Bear, if you don't know who I am. I'm sure you do. And I want to thank you so much because you gave me my chance to actually do comedy during COVID, and I really appreciate it because I could laugh when all I wanted to do was cry.
I appreciate that. Very nice of you.
Today.
Thank you for that.
You make me cry, it's early.
And when I was watching it, I feel like there's almost a wellness app that I like. Because it's really bringing people together. And, you know, I'm a teacher, and I mean that the highest form of intelligence is comedy. So I think that you have to be really good chance to bring a lot of really intelligent people together in a social, emotional way that can really help so much. So thank you all for what you're doing.
Oh my God, it was questions and answers on compliments and crying.
I would like to talk. While you were over there balling and sniveling. So my partner Christi and I, who you'll be hearing from next on the next panel, we worked. Thank you. We worked on the VRCVR project when it was first around, so we helped build the virtual burn, basically. And during that time, I couldn't believe the amount of soul restoration I was seeing through VR and through connection. And it was that moment that made me know that any kind of social VR is really, really special and is basically a wellness app. And yes, I agree. Comedy, you're going in to laugh. Laughter is the best medicine, so.
And let me tag on that to end it. We're part of the virtual market in VR chat this year. For 2 weeks straight, we're going to have a gigantic booth. It's produced by Hiki from Japan, and they told us 500,000 people log in daily into VR chat during that week, 2 weeks. So if you want to check out our booth and take some pictures, it's going to be live for 2 weeks in July. And we have shows 5 nights a week, 9 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock California, 10 o'clock New York. So come on by. We love to see it in your avatar form. We hope we pick something weird and fun. Yeah. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
What's your social media where we can see your calendar?
At Fail to Render, failedtorender.com. Fail to Render comedy. That's it. Just Fail to Render.
Just Google it.
I promise you'll find it by now. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Have a great day.
This is really incredible. You know, it's always hard to ask these amazing comedians to leave the stage. However,
Thank you all so much. Yeah, actually, I now have both mics.
yeah,